And now for the Q&A.
How about a question from Jason?
Hi, Jason.
Ethan, big fan. Thank you for this podcast and telling your journey. I'm turning 44 this month and recently started a new journey myself. Oh, dang, did you hear that
Shame
ring?
on you, Paige.
Yikes, how did that happen? Okay, I don't know. Let's start again.
And now, take 2 on the Q&A. I hope Chad keeps all of this in.
Maybe he might. He might. Okay, take 2. Jason's got a question for you.
Hi, Jason.
He says, Ethan, big fan. Thank you for this podcast and telling your journey. I'm turning 44 this month and recently started a new journey myself. In December, I hit 400 pounds. I tried several times in the past to lose weight, but was never ready. I have lost 70 pounds now and still going.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. He says, I did my first 5K in April, but my feet couldn't handle it and I was down for over a week. I totally understand that. He says, I started lifting and now lift consistently. Being in my 40s, it's been hard to gain strength. I've seen my body transform, but the actual strength is not progressing as quick as I think it should. I'm 6'5", 330. I keep my calories at about a 700 calorie deficit and get an average of 250 grams of protein. Any other suggestions?
That all sounds fantastic. I mean, I think it's all relative, but like if you're maxing out at like 225 on a bench press and you're just desperate to bench press 315, that could take a while, So if you're getting 10 reps at 225 and you want to get to 10 reps at 235, that shouldn't take all that long. But I think we have to be kind of realistic. First of all, I don't ever do maxes on anything. So when we're talking about strength, I think it becomes a little bit relative in that, like, when I'm looking to move up in weight, I'm working out with 225 on the bench press. That's like my kind of easy. I'm beginning a period of training. I've just taken a week off. I'm coming back to it. I'm going to do 225 on the bench press. And I can easily get 12 there. Now, 5 weeks in, I might have raised that weight to 245. But I'm not getting 12. So I'm using heavier weights, but I'm only getting 8 reps. I'm tired. There's a bit of fatigue on my system because I've been training hard for a few weeks now. But I am lifting heavier weights. So these kind of absolutes, I'm not getting stronger. I know for sure that any amount of weight that I'm using, I could use heavier weights for less reps. And I think if you're really interested in actually developing strength, it gets very complicated because I'm not super invested in getting stronger. I am interested in getting better, preserving what I have. But I think that, like, if you're thinking about like the maximum amount of strength you have for one repetition, I don't ever worry about that. That's not like a goal I have. But if you're looking around and you're unhappy with your weights, I think that if you lower the amount of reps you're working out with, like if you're working out with sets of 8 to 12 reps, and then you go like, okay, well, I'm going to work out with 3 to 6. Can I use heavier weights? I think that might be the way to build strength faster if you're very if you're dedicated to strength. And then I would even go like, for somebody like him, if he wants to experience a little bit more power, maybe cut back to like 500 a day calorie deficit and have a little bit more fuel in the tank. Is he using creatine? Creatine can help with just how much your muscles can take on. So you could build the foundation for more strength just with that supplement alone, and a little bit more fuel. It's kind of hard to build strength while you're in a deficit. I've always looked at all the times that I'm dieting as really just trying to hold on to what I have. You can do it. You can get stronger while you're in a deficit. It's very hard to build tissue and actually increase muscle mass while you're in a deficit. But you can certainly get stronger, but it's going to be a very small amount. Like it's not, if your max on the bench press is 225 and you're dieting, it's highly unlikely that you're going to get it to 315 while you're dieting. Your body just doesn't have the wherewithal to build up that high. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's going to take a while.
Yeah. Yeah. That's such good advice. I didn't even think about the part of like you're dieting and you know what I mean? Like doing both of those things at the same time. So I hope that, is helpful.
Yeah. I mean, like there's a lot of, it's fucking tough because we go into like I would just say like pinpoint your number one goal. If your number one goal is fat loss, then concentrate on fat loss. And there's certainly ways to mitigate muscle wasting and lean tissue loss while losing fat. And the primary one is eating enough protein and resistance training. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't suggest having your goal be losing all this fat and getting stronger and building muscle all at the same time, because all those things kind of aren't harmonious. Mm-hmm. You certainly can get stronger. You could be in a caloric deficit and get stronger, but it's almost just like at that point, you're basically kind of tricking your central nervous system into doing what it can already do. It just isn't aware of it. If your body hasn't pushed up 315 pounds on the bench press, that's a lot of weight that your body might not believe it can do. And so it's kind of like you have the structure and the ability to do it, but your body's going to give up because it's not used to it. So it's more just acclimating it and going like, here's what I want to do. And there's a way to work towards that, but it takes a while. And I don't think if I was this guy's coach that I would suggest that be a goal that is in tandem with fat loss. I would go like, you don't want to get weaker. So keep working out, keep eating protein, and concentrate on fat loss. Now, if you are just desperate to lift 3 plates, okay, we can do that when we're on maintenance. Shit like that is going to be a lot easier to do on maintenance. Does that make sense?
Totally does. Awesome. Well, thank you for that. And thank you for the question, Jason. Let us know how it goes. If you have a question that you would like Ethan to answer on American Glutton, you can email us. It's hello@americanglutton.net.